Good morning, folks. Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is Tuesday morning, April 30th, 2024, the last day. God, didn't I say it was the last day of the last month already? It's going by fast. It's like 55, 56 degrees. A little bit of the marine layers coming in. Make no mistake, it's going to be warm today. With Sunday, probably a little bit cooler. Maybe 20% showers, and then heat again. But it's beautiful. It's been very stressful for the last 24 hours. I apologize for the last week or so. If videos haven't been up to quality, a lot of rambling, a lot of stress, phone numbers being changed, new job perspective, orientation today. It's been stressful. They got some beautiful roses. There's these right here in particular. This red one. Every time I go by, I keep looking for rose hips. I want my own. Alright, as we make our way to the Paseo. So, there's like, out of multiple stops, and I kid you not, there were multiple stops, mainly for the arts also. Usually on Colorado, one bus stop every block. That's a lot of stops for a bus. The Metro and the Foothill, I don't think we're as consistent, maybe 98% less. But anyway, now there's like only two stops here between Lake and I want to say at least Raymond. It's dropped. They've taken from that Los Robles to Lake maybe 3 stops. So there's only basically I think one other stop. But they finished doing the striping here. How come handicap only gets 1? I always thought handicap. One thing after moving to Wisconsin, ooh, it's smudgy, sorry, is learning of expected mother parking. And that is for women who are pregnant, expecting, and or with small children up to a certain age. I think it was probably maybe like 3 or 4 or something like that. Either way, aside from the designated areas or the public areas, the handicap, there was always those kind of mommy parking spots, which was really, really freaking cool. I was like, why don't we have these things across America? You know, especially if you're a single mom on the run and you got to get in and out, and it's right there, boom, awesome. And I know what it is. I know what it's like. But anyway, they've started striping in the center part of the median, closing it off as an unmaneuverable island, as the way they are. So they're doing all the regular important revenue striping. It is just more revenue. Anyhow, I would expect now that it's more apparent, more brighter, and some places they've also redone the red and the loading zone only because, and that is to facilitate the parking. So there's one right there still, but I think they're going to be working on that side to change it. This one over here is gone, and so is the other one. And as you can kind of see over here, the way the striping is all weird. So with that also being said, I expect definitely the Rose Parade striping to come up. I mean, it's barely distinguishable from the other yellow and white. It needs it. I can't honestly remember the last time. Maybe since when I was here, I don't think at all. It's been retouched. Thank you, Lord. It's been stressful since yesterday morning because the reality was, oh shit, when they switched the phone, Universal has my old phone number. And as per the email, it was a little unclear because they said that they would send me a link. Now, I didn't realize if it was going to be through a text or through email. And I'm freaking out and I'm like, shit, they can get to me. But sometimes, I don't know, my dealing first time with a new company, with a new employer, so I don't know how good or procedures are that they follow through. Pretty fucking excellent, I would say, so far. So I'm stressing. I'm like, what the hell is gonna do? And then yesterday morning, I got up really early in the morning. It was like 4 o'clock. And 6 o'clock, I went and did laundry. I was done by like 7:30, by 8. At 9, I had an appointment with my new housing worker, or my new social worker at the apartment. Okay. Now, these meetings normally include that they're going to do the meeting with you in your room. Also, so they can kind of get a guesstimate, because that way I think they can kill 2 birds with 1 stone as far as doing the the checks. You know, they reserve the right to do to check the condition of your room with like prospective time, I think 24 or 36 hours or what have you not. So, you know, I cleaned up really well the night before, as I always do. Make sure it's nice and tidy so I can feel comfortable to showing, other than our own personal comfort level. So I did that the night before, and coffee, check. Cookies made this morning, check. 2 battery packs, extra set of earphones, sunglasses. It's a 4-hour virtual meeting that I had to do, so or training or whatever. So I'm set, because it made it, part of the first email, it said so make sure that you are in an area where you have good reception for internet, and it'll be available on, I think, any device or whatever, which is why I was very nervous. I'm like, are they gonna go to my phone or is it gonna go to the email? I'd rather just have the email. So we're set. I woke up this morning. I was looking all late last night to check for the email. I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll do it on a business morning. And sure as heck enough, yeah, this morning. And I'm like, oh, thank God. The hall opens up at 1:15, and 9:30, 4 hours, or 9 o'clock it starts, 4 hours. So, yay. I also want to mention, after being so stressed about this for the last 24 hours about this, like, I've realized that no, as soon as the word gives that the season's going to be ending and blah blah, they give that speech, I'm going to do, not even just then, but during the whole time that I start, I want to do my best to make sure that I definitely turn this into a permanent position. Commuting all aside, what have you, whatnot, but the assurity of getting something a little bit more stable and more secure than this company, obviously, right? I need to get the hell out of where I am. It doesn't, honestly, now prospects and the hopeful is, hey, if things go well enough, could I get a transfer to Florida, to Universal Epic? That would freaking rock. To move back to Florida, I'm okay with the high water table out in the backyard. I'm okay with above ground pools. I'm okay with the hurricanes and water spouts. I've lived through all that. The palmetto bugs, the lizards, everything. the 3,000% humidity level. Oh yeah, yeah. But we can't live here. Honestly, something has to give, right? So obviously, something has to give. Like an idiot savant, or like a great composer, a great movie director, or writer, or whatever. Something has to give. And with California, that's exactly, they could give, I could have free rent for the rest of my life. I could not pay for anything and just get paychecks. And it's still, honestly, nowadays, as of the last few years, it is just simply not worth it. The Golden State has lost its polish. All you now see is the tin underneath. Okay. At least there were like 3 breaks in between. We had like 2 or 3 15-minute. Ooh. So, but it is a lot. It's quite a bit. And since I'll be working in like a special area, I have to take extra classes. An extra class, which is called a brand class, because it's a brand. And then I gotta do another special class because I have to take for the food handler's card, which is great because actually they're gonna pay for the food handler card, and everything will be taken care of by them. And then when all the paperwork and classes are completed and fulfilled, then I'll get my card as it is, but I'll be registered automatically in the state through them. So everything is really cool. It makes, I even put on the chat, I'm like, wish I'd have been hired like 4 years ago. So of course, you know, when they talk, they got to the section of perks, I always do the same thing. I lay back. You know, obviously you're gonna ask questions, and being on the chat, there's questions that people are always asking. And I always lay back because I know that everybody else is always gonna ask the most obvious and first questions. Payday, and then benefits. Do we get tickets? Do we get discounts? Do we get free food? And it's just like, okay, it doesn't matter who the person is or how old that person is. Those questions, I think, always agree, especially if, you know, attending the orientation and the group orientation with others, you know, and it's like, okay, I'll just sit there with my leg crossed over, and I'm like, okay, because employers always looking, okay, we have a potential lazy butt on our hands. Two free tickets for about the first part, and then after the first year, it's basically 16 tickets. So you'll get like 8 tickets every 6 months, 16 tickets a year. Are they doing some filming over here? Looks like it, or something. Big generator. Wow. And the person that was telling us, yeah, you know, and they don't expire. They just accumulate. I think the record was someone had like 54 tickets. Transferables, depending on which ones, you can transfer some tickets, meaning you can use to go to another park like Japan or something like that. It depends also. So I'm not too sure about that. I'm not going to be going out there anyway anytime soon, but nope, don't have to pay for parking. Whether it be as an employee. If you're an employee, there's a specific place for you to park whilst you are on shift. When you are a guest, you don't have to pay for ticket, but you will have to park over with a guest park. And I think that also depends if, I don't know, the upgrade. It doesn't matter. I don't drive, so. The tickets, the parking, discount. It's like 35% on some merchandises, which does exclude like special collectors and stuff like that, and stuff that's like up on the shelf or behind the glass or those kind of collectors. Promotions, I don't think we're allowed to do oh yeah, we don't do Halloween Horror Nights. We don't get Halloween Horror Nights or the Eve, but something to something, because of something, we do get an employee preview evening, and that goes for all of us. So that's kind of cool. So, and one of the other discounts as they were going, to other amusement parks, Knott's Berry Farm, and someone on chat said, "Oh, Disney," kind of chuckling, and "Oh yeah, you can Disney, yeah, you'd be surprised, yeah." Movie theaters, the Lamel, AMC, of course, also being the Universal, and Regal Movie Cinema. And also the benefits of everything that they offer, both health and mental and everything, all like health benefits and everything. They have different special programs. They're fully focused on safety, both not just for the employees but for the guests. So it's also beyond if you see something, say something, and act. There's a lot of incentives and how to be like. They got really good training programs, and I like that, because they do have a good leadership system, it seems like, and a kind of like a mentorship type of other things. Plus, you're going to be working in an industry that has a lot of mentors, not just with the park employees, with the operators, the tour guides, the food cart attendants, the characters, or whatever. But also, you'll also get to know a lot of people down in the lower lot and behind the scenes and everything, in that real hands-on industry that goes on to make a movie and everything. So that honestly is what I am looking forward to. And you folks are always telling me, "Oh, Charlie, you should start up a tour and stuff like that." This is perfect. I will be in an area where I get to mention a lot about stuff like this, and get to, with respect on how to do and what to do and how to do it, honestly, yes. And then there'll be like little nuances of what you can do and what kind of freedom. I get that, I understand. But I will get to be put in that position where I'll get to be. And the fact that, like I said, the room for advancement is just fantastic. To be a ride operator, or do this or do that, or go even beyond or whatever. And if it doesn't want to do anything with park operations, you want to really get into the industry of that kind of arts, there's ways of getting to it. They have it. It's really cool.
buttery, not good, or it could be like that salted.
Lot of good benefits, lot of good benefits. But the best part, the absolute best part is weekly pay. I haven't had a job or even heard of since I was at least 18, 19. I mean, it used to be a common thing. Actually, a lot of businesses, especially the smaller ones, would prefer it that way. Kind of like the thing with the, I think probably with the younger folks, but it was great. You know, weekly pay, especially in constructions, weekly pay. It also depended on if it was cash or under the table or, you know, or check. Like I say, the best thing was always Friday. Go to the check cashing place and go get your cash and have all that money in your hands. And then whatever, put in your passbook. That's what we used to call a savings account. Our passbook or our checking account. But overall, honestly, that's kind of like what I walk away with the best thing. I'll be able to really have a better grip of my finances and balance it. I had no idea. I never investigated. Not even with Disney, you know. As far as getting close to getting a job at a amusement park was, you know, applying or wanting to apply in the kitchen at Disney. Yeah, this was just like, I think during the lockdown. Yeah. So I had no idea what their pay. I kind of assumed big companies like that was still bi-weekly. But then when they were saying that, you know, during our meeting and stuff like that, I was like, whoa, that is so flipping cool. I gotta say, there is a weird, I find it weird, overall exuberance of being hydrated. Still, now, do you remember during the holidays, during the lockdown? Don't forget to stay hydrated. How quickly that stayed stuck and still stands with a lot of folks. Not as much as like when I was working back then and during those dark times of medieval times of yore here in the United States again. Definitely, I think we all started lightening up and, you know, forgetting to do that. And I don't think that elbowing thing really fucking just retarded as hell. Oh, hey, all right. Doing something like out of what was that? Oh yeah, Demolition Man, where they're all touching like this because of the virus. Ah. But anyway, no, getting paid every week is gonna really, and it is on a specific day. And yeah, no, I can get my direct deposit started this week. If I get the emails, I think we should all start to receive our emails first thing tomorrow morning. But that's why I'm here. So in case I do get one particular email, I can start the second part of the training, or the next part of the training, tonight before tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then I'll do it first thing tomorrow. But I am really, really, really excited. Really, really excited. Yeah, I'm gonna make this the overall, you know. We're gonna work at least I think we'll be able to exit Regal comfortably and amicably and friendly. A lot easier than trying to leave California. I think that's for certain. But it'll be better overall, right? It just takes patience, my friend. You know, look at me. I've done this since well, when I started this silly channel, when I was homeless. And you saw me in a different situation. Some situations, some days, a lot more horrible than others, but still, we're here. You know, we've come through. So, patience. Worst thing that could happen is, yeah, I'll definitely get hit by a car as soon as I step off. Some schmuck trying to make a right turn in front, waiting until that green light turns on and that white walk signal comes on, and they want to make a right turn. Comments, good or bad, please post. If not, email. I will post tomorrow. I have another virtual I think from 10 to 1, 10 to 2. Feeling really good about this. Good night.